sight. Duster flowing, abs showing, looking like you wanna take a bite. Going back to Philly, hip hop, non-stop, crush you with karate chops. Your mom's the bomb, like napalm in a wigwam. Meet you at the deli. Going back to Philly, trashing, crashing, developing a ration, bossing some moves. Going back to Philly, Philly, Philly. Going back to Philly. I don't think so. Going back to Philly, Philly, Philly. Going back to Philly. I don't think so. Potential small losers all salty like the ocean. Going back to Philly, where craniums are pounded, busted, encrusted in the hot morning sun. Going back to Philly, pandering, philandering, slandering, gerrymandering. Always brush your teeth. Baby, tanning, jihad, planning. Throw the pool, let's go. Going back to Philly, Philly, Philly. Going back to Philly. I don't think so. Going back to Philly, Philly, Philly. Going back to Philly. I don't think so.
Yes. Good morning. It is, what is it? It is March 10th, 2018. My name is Jeff Fritz. Welcome back to the live stream. I'm back. I'm back in Philly, back on the east side of the country, back at home, back in my office. The friendly confines, as it were. And it feels good to be back. I picked up a new hat while I was out at the company, out visiting the country club, as it were. So I'm wearing my Xbox colors that I just picked up. I'm feeling pretty good about this week. We accomplished a lot. This was the second MVP summit that I've coordinated and run. It was the first I had coordinated by myself. The previous one I coordinated with the boss, and we had a really good time with that. 2 years ago, year and a half ago, I guess it was November, and I'm really thrilled with how this one went. It was a really good time. We did a lot, and feedback from the attendees was pretty good too. So my product teams are happy. I'm happy. I'm feeling pretty good. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to everybody that joined in yesterday for my ad hoc, kind of, my rescheduled stream there on Friday. We had a good time, and gosh, everybody who tuned in from DevStream TV, that was great to see everybody joining us. Let's get some music started here in the background. I'm going to start playing. This is Orange from Carl's Music to Code By. Carl Franklin, Music to Code By. You can check it out. There's links on the project site. Hello there, Stap123. Good to see you in the Twitch chat room. And my Twitch dashboard is still not working. Look at this. This makes me sad. Yep, I can't see that over there at all. Rats. All right. So, you can find out more about Carl's music. There's links available on both of the boards. And this is scientifically engineered to help keep you focused. All right, I want to dive in. I want to get right into code here today. So let's wander over. Oh, it feels so good to be back in the chroma key and back in the corner over here where I'm supposed to be. I didn't really adjust to Pacific time when I was on the West Coast, but it still feels kind of weird in my head that it's 10 a.m. Maybe it's because I was flying all night and I took the red eye home. So here's my GitHub. Let me just see if that DevStream TV is picking up us again. 4 developers broadcasting right now. There we go. We're on the list. All right. So here's everything around this. I'm a developer. I'm going to organize and push things through GitHub where I feel comfortable in tuning in. Hello from Norway. Hey there, Twitch Loft. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. If you want to learn more about how I run the stream, and you want to ask questions about the stream, of course, you can check out the Fritz live stream repository here. I've got links off to the music, links to the recordings, and some of the information about the current projects we're working on, as well as information about our guest schedule. Now, I haven't added anybody to the guest schedule, and my friend Isaac here wants to talk to us about monitoring applications, and that's going to be hanging out there. Andre Costa, hello. Great to see you there on Mixer. Radnams, hello. And hey, all from England. I Partington, hey, good to see you. I saw I Partington started following us just a little bit ago, and I can see him on the event list right over there. Thanks so much. Great to see you. Yes, the triple, well, no. Oh, the triple messages, yes. So let's see if we can restart that and make it go away. So there's a little trick here that the folks at Restream were teaching me. If you refresh the cache of the page, it should work. So could someone from Mixer just post something there? And in the chat room, let's see if it pops up here for us properly. And while we're waiting for that to happen and kind of debugging the Restream chat room, I Partington says, been watching on YouTube, first time in months, been able to catch live. Thanks so much for joining me. And I think you said you were in England there, so you're catching me in the afternoon. I hope this is a good time for you. I think mornings work out well for me, but we'll see. There we go. That's great. Thank you, Smab. That looks like we fixed our Mixer caching there. So, guests. While I was at MVP Summit this week, I talked to a number of folks that were very interested in joining in on the chat room and joining in on the stream. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the chat room, and I've got guests on the mind. They want to join us, and they want to do a little bit of pair programming. So, coming up, I'm going to have Rob Richardson is going to join us at some point here, and he's going to talk to us about a little bit about JavaScript programming and making our JavaScript more efficient. Was the emoji actually the trick for it not repeating? It was, Andre. There was a hack in there that if you put an emoji in the Mixer chat room, or an emote in there, it would not repeat the messages. So Rob will be joining us. I need to finish speaking with him and getting that locked down. I believe Jason Bach also said he would join us at some point. Ring is in. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us there in the chat room on Twitch. And I have both of the bosses named Scott. Both Scott Hunter and Scott Hanselman want to join us in the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Do a little pair programming and talk more about some of the cool things that are being done with ASP.NET Core. So that's going to be a real treat when we're able to get each one of those fellas on to join us and help write some code together. I do still have out there, I am still working on plans for the call-in show. It's a little bit tricky to do this one because I want to figure out how to queue up a couple questions first, because if I get on the stream and I start asking for questions, I'm not going to know where to start here. And I also want to make sure I have some backup, some folks to help me answer questions should I not be able to answer them. But I'm a bright guy. I should be able to answer everything. And I've been going through my coffee way too fast. That could be a problem. That could be a real problem. All right, let's do this. Let's write some code. If I do that on a Saturday, I'd be willing to give you a hand. Oh, okay, cool. Stand by reloading. If we do the AskMe.net show, I think that's a good idea. So for those that don't know, I had a follower goal, just like the follower goal you can see up here at the top of the screen. I had a previous one when we hit 1,000 followers combined between Twitch and Mixer. I would host a helpme.net show, I called it. And the idea there is that you, the viewers, can bring projects on GitHub or Gist, share some code with us, and together we'll figure out how to solve your problem, almost like a live video Stack Overflow. Yeah, that's a thing. And we would go through and answer them. So we're going to look at that. Perhaps a Google Forms to drive the Q&A. I think that's a Google Forms or an Excel poll, one of those things. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Hey there, Brendan. Great to see you. So, where was I going? So I've got a number of folks that are very interested in joining us. The architecture workshop, you can see we're well on our way towards our goal of 2,500. And I got a lot of questions from, I got not a lot of questions. I got a question from somebody who was really pushing in, on our previous video to see me use a CQRS pattern in a project. And my current working projects that I have out here don't really need CQRS. So I don't think they're going to fit into one of the items that I'm currently working on, but I think I have a project coming up that we can talk about it on. I do want to call out, I have a travel schedule that I want to make sure that you know about. I'm going to be speaking at Dev Intersection Orlando in just a few weeks. I'm going to do this stream live on stage. High risk, but I think we can pull it off. And we're going to have Shane Boyer offered to join us. So if you are at that event, bring your laptop, chill out with us on Tuesday morning like you normally do, and we'll be able to ask questions live with each other. And that morning, we're going to try and build a wiki from scratch in 2 hours. It's going to be amazing. That's my plan for that. I'm trying to get one of my friends here to take one of these other sessions. And I'm hosting a panel discussion as part of that. I need to figure out who I'm going to put on that panel. Let's see. I just want to review the chat room here. Guntbert, Saturday afternoon is great for watching. Hey, great to see you, Bert. Thanks so much for joining us. And is that Janevs? So great, I'm doing this. Well, thanks. I appreciate. I'm happy to hear that you're enjoying the stream. I've got a great archive out there that we've been building, and we've got more folks joining us soon. I really enjoy doing the pair programming bit here, where I add somebody into the stream and we have some fun. Brendan says that's ambitious. Absolutely, it's ambitious. I'm going to need to practice a little bit and make sure that I've got my coding a little coordinated. But I think with ASP.NET Core, a little dial in a Cosmos DB pair programming with another expert like Shane Boyer, and we'll be able to make something happen there. All right, let's see what we got here. Sushinator, good evening. Now, Sushinator, where do you dial in from? And I'm going to apologize still for the quality of the closed captioning. It is terrible. Xbox powers in this upgrading stream. Haha, yes. You are absolutely right. All right, I'm going to go over to my code here. Germany, all right. Fantastic. What is the dev stream I talked about at the start? There is a website out here. We had great success on yesterday. This website, devstream.tv, was posted at the top of Hacker News yesterday. And if you look at this has a list of all the developers that are currently streaming. And there I am. I'm right in the middle of it. My hair is in Paris today. Hey, terrific. I did get some answers on my 2.1 upgrade. Yes. So I will be going through and doing that. But this is devstream.tv, and it's got links and some embedded video to some other folks that are coding here live on video. So check them out. I hope you come back to me. I think I'm one of the only folks out there that's doing .NET development and really trying to teach and pair program as part of this. All right. I wanted to go through and I wanted to talk about upgrading to .NET Core 2.1. This is our Stream Tools project. Now, the Stream Tools project builds the widgets that you see here on screen, the Architecture Workshop bar, the followers count, and even the viewers count in that top corner over there. So, Ring is In's here from Hacker News. Cool. Thank you for joining us. Finland calling. Dev Chatter says, ahem, C# Fritz. What did I do? Did I miss something? Is there something going on? Ahem, Dev Chatter. Ahem. What? Did I miss something? So, this is an ASP.NET Core application, this Stream Tools project. Oh, Dev Chatter also does .NET stuff, of course. This project is an ASP.NET Core project, so it'll run on Windows, Mac, or Linux, and it generates just a little web page that makes these widgets, and I embed the widgets using OBS into the video. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this to the ASP.NET Core preview that was just released. Let me see if Microsoft.com, web dev. This was just released last week. All right. And there's all kinds of new features in here, including a great performance increase on this. Let me see, is the performance bump listed here? It's not. But there's 4 simple instructions, and I tried to go through these yesterday, and I had a little bit of a problem. I think Hanselman had, I think he embedded the performance graph. Where'd it go? That's not it. Come on, Scott, where is it? No. There it is. So here's, right, the performance bump that they're suggesting we're going to get for 2.1 preview. So let's look at the larger project, because this is a little bit easier to see what's going on. So from 2.0 in a larger project, and the large project is actually Orchard, if you're familiar with the Orchard content management system. It took 70 seconds to build Orchard. Now it takes 22.5 with the preview that's available. And for RTM, they think they can break that down and take another 75% off of that, down to 6.8 seconds. So a 90% drop off in build time. Now in a smaller project, kind of like our Stream Tools project, we're going to see about a 50% reduction in build time. But that's still freaking great. All right, let's go back and let's look at our code and let's see if we can upgrade this really easily. So I'm going to take a look at my Stream Tools project here, and you can see I've got all these different folders above me. I'm going to go into the Stream Tools project file itself, and I'm going to upgrade this by hand. All right. So first thing we need to do is we need to make sure we're running .NET Core 2.1 is the new version of the framework we're referencing. Good morning, WD Mars. Yes. Guten Morgen. All right. I'm seeing all kinds of German flying by, and I only know enough German to be dangerous. All right. I don't need to list SignalR in here anymore because SignalR is now part of ASP.NET Core as of version 2.1, so I can comment that out. I can also get rid of the Visual Studio packages that are in here. So let me get rid of both of those. And then I'm going to change my ASP.NET Core all reference here to 2. Oops, cursored away from it. 2.10 preview 1 final. So I'll save, and I'll see. You can't see it here behind me, but if we look in the output window here, the bundler ran great, but I've got a couple errors here in the build. This isn't good. So over here, Project Stream Tools targets .NET Core App 2.1. It cannot be referenced by a project that targets, and you can't see it behind me here. .NET Core App 2.0. All right. So this is for the test project. So we need to fix our test project so that we can continue to run our unit tests. So I'm going to edit the test project, and I'm going to flip this to 2.1. Save that. Let's see if we can shrink down that error list. So now we're down to 3. And this is let's step through these. iHosting environment. is ambiguous. What does the cow think? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Hey, great to see you. And hello, Salhoff, over on Mixer. And it was great to see Steve this morning. We always enjoy seeing our friend Steve show up. What's the current record for the Clippers? I feel like I need to have the Clippers record pop up here. Random Dude says, and there's all and app now as well, right? Yes. That's a good point. Let me just go back there for a second. Not only do we have a Microsoft ASP.NET Core All project, but there's now app. And what they're trying to do is they're actually going to convert to the app project, meta project name, meta package name, so that it's a little bit clearer what you're pulling down, and it's not all. You know, we don't want you thinking that we're bringing down everything in the kitchen sink. Janivs, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you clicking the follow there. From the West Coast. Yes. So for right now, for 2.10 Preview 1, all and app meta packages are actually the same, okay? All is eventually not going to be carried forward, and it'll just be app. That's not too bad. So I'll just leave it like that for right now. Now, I was up back in, not that project. This file over here. Hosting environment is a little ambiguous, so I'm just going to control period on that and add an appropriate using statement. And now, why am I not getting browser link working? Let me save that. Yes, tabs. I want tabs. Is this on GitHub? Yes. What does the cow think? This is on GitHub. You're on Twitch. If you look on my wall, on the stream wall, you'll see a link to the project there. You can also go to my GitHub, and you'll see it right here, fritz.streamtools. And if you're interested and you want to submit a pull request, you want to file an issue, go right ahead. It's open for. I'm open for your suggestions, and we've worked through a number of pull requests from some of our friends here on the stream. Terrific. All right. I thought. You know what? I do need to have those Visual Studio ones in there. That's why this is happening, because I got rid of some of my Visual Studio tools. I think this one I need. And I need to upgrade it to 2.1. There we go. Save that. That should restore properly. I can't see it there. There we go. All right. So use browser link. Why am I not getting... Why is that not working? I've been wanting to get into .NET Core for quite some time. Terrific. And welcome, Baloo is back. I appreciate you joining us here. And great to see you again, Steve. Yeah, keep it up there, Balmer. You're getting a little testy. All right. All in app, both are two different packages. All include some third-party dependencies where app doesn't. ASP.NET, right? Is it? Okay, I'm at ASP.NET Core.app. No, it's not referenced here. Let me go back. I'll change that to all. Maybe that is what I'm missing. Yeah, that was it. Look at that. Browser link worked. So what does the cow think? I hope you see some neat stuff in here that you can take advantage of with .NET. Or I have some friends that work on the Peach Pie project, which will let you compile your PHP with .NET Core, and you can take advantage of both PHP and .NET. and kind of bridge back and forth between your two languages. Game Me asks, where in Philly? Well, I'm not in downtown. I'm actually out near Valley Forge. So I'm more in the burbs, but I call myself Philly area. All right. So that works now. What other errors do we have we need to clean up? So we were using an alpha of SignalR before, and SignalR lets us do that rich live interaction with our clients that connect to our web server. And we can do that. Previously, the syntax was invoke async for us to execute a command that exists on the client from the server. The new command is send async. So I'll just change that syntax. And everything should just work. Near King of Prussia, yes. Game Me is using KOP. That's an acronym for King of Prussia. It's the largest shopping mall on the east or west coast. I've looked into Peach Pie before. I love their goal, and I do wish them well. It is. It's a neat project. I'd like to spend some more time with it. So I do still have a couple warnings here, and these are around my stream analytics project, which I'm okay with for right now. We're going to come back to that one later. That was a series of Azure functions that we're building to capture some analytics around the streams, save them off into a database so we can have some marketing data for folks. Okay, so my project literally, it just works now. So let's give it a shot. All right, value in path must start with a /. Let's take a look here. So for SignalR, you have the server-side constructs called a hub. And a hub is that server-side piece that a client connects to and listens on for commands. So what they're telling us with that error code is that our endpoint must start with a /. That's okay. So we'll just add that. Like I said, we upgraded from an alpha to a preview release. So that's a pretty significant jump and a significant commitment to the APIs. And now I get my user interface. Fantastic. If I click through to my follower goal configuration, this should just work. There it is. Terrific. So my website works again, and it's now, that's all I had to do to upgrade to ASP.NET Core 2.1. I'm pretty happy about that. I feel pretty good about that. I'm going to go commit my code, because that's what one does when they make a significant change in their platform. So let's do that. Updated to ASP.NET Core 2.1 Preview 1. Cool. Git push. Fantastic. All right. I had a couple things I wanted to do. I wanted to clean up. I wanted to add to make this look a little bit more, make it look better, and I wanted to fix a couple bugs here. So, let's see. Gosh, we're up to 59 viewers right now. That's great. Thank you so much, everybody that's tuning in, and thank you everybody who's cheered. I see Chef Brent at the top of the cheer list over there on Twitch. Brendan and Tim Hewer each with a couple cheers also. Thank you very much. Thought you had to opt into 2.1 features with a compatibility flag. Yarksy's asking. Hey, and Fierce Kittens is here. Good morning, Fierce Kittens. Fierce Kittens had a late night last night, having way too much fun playing. What was that? The Sims? Oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to fly home last night. I'm going to come back to that question, Yarksy, in just a second. I'm driving down. I'm driving to the Seattle airport from Redmond, from Microsoft campus, and I get a buzz on my phone, and my friend Suze Hinton, No Op Cat, is getting ready to start streaming, and she's building a keyboard, literally soldering together a keyboard live on her stream. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I've never even considered building my own keyboard. I've assembled my own computer before, but building a keyboard? So I'm watching that, and that was really cool. And I got stuck in traffic, and I started flipping around, and I'm like, all right, I can only watch so much solder, and she's going back and forth across the board soldering. It's like, I need to go something that's a little bit more energetic, something that's a little bit more going on. And I looked at who my other friends were that were streaming, and Fierce Kittens was streaming. All right, let's go tune in over there. And oh my gosh, the energy on that stream. I mean, playing games, having a good time, and wow. I need to check that out more often because there's a lot happening over there. That was great fun. Okay. So, Yarksy's question was, I thought you had to opt into 2.1 features with a compatibility flag. So what's happening? Let me see if I can go back over here to the blog post. There is, let's see, compatibility version in MVC. I think this might be what you're referring to. What we're doing is we're automatically going to give you the ability to receive, not with the preview, at least not from what was implied at the stand-up. Okay, let me dig into that just a second here. And wow, I should be on chill stream because of this music, shouldn't I? Let me go make sure I list on chill streams because Fierce Kittens is right. I should be on chill streams right now. There we go. All right. During MVP Summit was Windows Dev Day, Janescu said. Yeah, that's kind of weird that they did that because they had all their folks, all their insiders in town. Wish there was more documentation about using SignalR groups. No, you're right. But you reminded me, Fierce Kittens, that I need to be on shelves. And Khan, Khan, thanks for joining us. I appreciate the follow. And that's getting just cut off there, isn't it? How are we doing? I meant when I code every now and again, it's a lot calmer than what I saw last night. You know what? There's a time and place for fun like that. I need to do some gaming stream at some point. Anyways, what they're to go back to Janescu's question, and I'm going to go back through the chat room. The compatibility will let you opt in and lock into a specific version, or you'll be able to just receive the new versions as they become available. So you'll be able to adopt versions in your code, or just streamline and receive new features as they're available. So that's pretty cool. All right. Yes, call me Khan. Fantastic. No problem sharing. I appreciate you joining us. All right. So let's see. Bill Yu is back. Wish there was more documentation about using SignalR groups. Let's think about that. How could I use groups in my little streamer bit here? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. I'm going to go a little bit off. I'm going to go a little bit off script. Ha! Like I have a script. All right. Let's go a little bit off script here, and let's talk about groups briefly. So, oh, here comes. I just saw another follower pop up. Where is it? That's somebody on Twitch. Open window, the best place. What is the place to ask some .NET related questions here in the stream, or post to one of your GitHub repo issues? While I'm streaming, go ahead and post here in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer while I'm here live. If we're running a little bit long, or I'm not streaming, you can post to GitHub. I also have a Discord channel available that you can jump in, and some of the other folks from the stream hang out there. You can find a link to the Discord on my YouTube channel, and you can also find it on it's on the front of the Twitch and Mixer channels. Groups would be like chat channels or PMing between two people. Standby reloading said, yes, that's right. So let's just take a brief look at groups. So right now I'm saying follower context clients all. Now let me break down what this thing is. This statement right here is used to send a message called on followers count updated to all clients that are attached to the follower context, which is my follower hub. Okay. Haxified. This is a little tool that I use that's written in ASP.NET Core to generate some of our widgets that we have here on stream. All right. So what I want to do when I talk about all of my clients that are attached, I can also separate and have groups. Now, if you think about how SignalR works, SignalR is a way for you to connect and listen to a server without having to specify a protocol or a mechanism to connect to it. And by default, it abstracts away everything to use WebSockets. If WebSockets isn't available, it falls back to several different transmission techniques, okay? Now, when we send a message to all clients, that's effectively like a shout in a chat room, right? We want to broadcast it to everybody who's out there listening. What I can also do is I can have, well, let's talk about clients still. I can specify specific clients that I want to target by a connection ID. And we can assign a connection ID to a client, and that might be as simple as, somebody handle in a chat room, right? Or maybe it's somebody's session ID that they're using to connect to us, or a cookie that we're using to identify them. So, right, this might be as simple as this. And we can send a message like a whisper to them, right? Whisper message, get off my lawn. All right? So that's, and if you think about Slack or Discord, right, when you say client, this would allow you to effectively whisper at somebody. But you also have the concept of groups. And a group, you can create one, right, and add folks to it. So I could say add C# Fritz to the moderators group. And then I can say follower context groups. I think, can I do it? No. And Slang25, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. No, wait. Why can't I should, there was a way to send a message to all of that group. That's removing folks from the group, and a group might be something like a chat room. Do I use ReSharper? No, I do not, Angus Mangus. I purposely do not. Because I want you to see the default Visual Studio experience without any magic coming in. Gosh, why am I not able to... I thought there was a way to send to a group. Oh, there it is, client.group. And then I can specify the group name. Right? What? All right, now I'm confused. Groups, and I can could specify the group names that I want, so I could say moderators. Right, I could do something like that. There we go. And then I can do my send async. Right, so this would be like chatting in a chat room. Hello from me, right? Yeah, there you go. Add chat message. Yeah, right? I could do something like that. So, let me back up here. So Yarksy said, that's different from what I had seen. It was mentioned that the compat flag there was 2.1 features new, which they opt into because they were considered potentially breaking changes. Yeah, so, right, you're opting in, you're choosing, it's on the other page. You're choosing to say, yes, include those new features. If you don't, if you explicitly pin to a previous version, you won't have a problem, right? You won't receive those new features. Then you can do follower context, clients group, my group, send async. Yep, there you go. Just like that. Okay. So that's a little bit with groups and how you can use them, right? So right, you might use groups like if you have a multi-tenant application. Maybe you've got a group of users that are all in one tenant that you want to allow to access and interact with your application. But they're all hanging off of your hub context. You pass that in, you can work with it. No, you are using groups, not the S. Stand by. Let's see what Joe Bun's referring to. I tried to do group. What? What? Follower context, and it was clients dot. I tried to do group. There it is. If I want to send to one group name, my chat room dot send async. Hello from Jeff. Right. This one will let you send to multiple groups. There you go. Thank you for clearing that up. Tweak that music volume up. I'm betting most people don't know it's playing. Really? How's that now? Let's see. Now that Twitch have chat rooms. Well, you know what? I'm having a real problem with Twitch's chat rooms. I didn't create any chat rooms, and I'm not getting any chat messages on my Twitch dashboard, and that feels bad. Because I know you folks are in there chatting. Exactly what does the cow think? There is music playing. Can you hear it now? Let's see. Yeah, it meant that if you were upgrading to 2.1, I assumed you would opt into those features too. If you're aware of that, no worries. Yeah. Twitch has... I'm not... I can certainly opt into the 2.1 features. I'm not going to go crazy for it right now. I have to turn my speakers up pretty high to hear it. Yeah, I purposely keep it kind of low in the background, kind of chill, so that it isn't overpowering. Hey, there's Mr. Magoo. Good morning. Actually, good afternoon for you. Have you tried out VS Code for C# development? If I have, what do I think of it? So that is that Lasagna Lenart? I have used it. I haven't been using it here on this stream. But you know what? You know what, Lasagna? I think I'm going to do a little bit of that today, just because you asked for it. And somebody was asking earlier, what do I think about converting this project instead of using JavaScript to TypeScript? I think that's a great idea. And maybe I work on that a little bit with some of our guests coming up. And I'm angling for a very special guest at Build. We'll see if he joins me, because we'll see if he joins me. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thanks for the clarification about groups. It makes sense when I think about it as a chat group. Absolutely, Bill. Let me just wrap up that question real quick with you. I think it when you think of SignalR like a chat, it makes perfect sense. And in fact, one of the initial sample apps that they had available was called Jabber, Jabbr, and it was built before Slack. And it was exactly that. It was a series of chat rooms. Really easy to consume and look at. Is it common practice to pass a SignalR hub context to another class? Magnus asks. Yes, because what this lets us do is this lets us speak to and communicate with those folks who are connected to the hub. So my hub is over here. Here's my follower hub. And I could, as folks are interacting with this, I could hang methods off of this, right? I could have public string, get admin name, whatever, right? And I could just return Jeff. But I can say this dot context, and I can interact with the current connection to this hub, with the current user connected to this hub, and work with them here. So I have this, right? This is a server-side method that somebody on a client can call, and I can interact with them and inspect the context. I can set their connection name, right? Their connection ID equals C# Fritz, and then I can start using that, right? Where is it? No. There's an on connection here. There we go. On connected. And there is a way to set that connection ID. Connection. Yeah, that's just a get. There's a way to set it. User ID, user identifier. There we go. I might be able to. Well, no, that's a get also. Well, you can detect when they're connected and when they disconnect, and you can go through it. I'm not going to go diving into that now. Joe Adamita? Welcome, Joe. I appreciate you joining us. All right. What version of Visual Studio am I using? Community or Pro Enterprise? I believe this is Enterprise because I have live unit testing set up. But this is also the preview edition. This is the 15.6 preview. This was actually released. So I should update and get the 15.7 preview as the next one. And the preview editions you can always download and use the Enterprise version for free. All right. Now, if somebody was asking for me to try using VS Code, I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump over there to VS Code. And like I said, I was using the Enterprise version because live unit testing works in Enterprise. All right. So let's roll over there. Wretched? Welcome. I hope you're not wretched in my chat room, but welcome. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Oh, hey, that worked. Of course it worked. And we have Steve chiming in, welcoming you. We love seeing Steve. So here's Visual Studio Code, and we're going to use this. I bet you it's going to ask me to update because I haven't touched my Visual Studio Code in a couple days. And inevitably there's a patch here. Morbidly obese pigeon. All right. I think you've won the unique new handle of the day there, Morbidly Obese Pigeon. I'm working on a little project here to generate some of these various features, various widgets that you see embedded in the stream. The follower goal bar up here, the follower count, and even the viewer count in the top corner there. There we go. There's my Visual Studio update. Let's let that update. And I did, after working with my friend Rich Ross on some things around a Q&A bot, that was about 2 weeks ago. We found out some of the issues that were going on there. I'm going to fix and finish that, and I'm going to put a Q&A wiki page up in my live stream repository, and I'm going to wire up a bot in both my Twitch and Mixer chat rooms so that when you do want to ask a question like, hey, what am I working on? The bot will answer that for you. And then I can get a little help with some of that moderation automatically. Twitch Loft says nCrunch is better than live unit testing. You know what? I'm a big fan of nCrunch. I bought a license to nCrunch in the first year that it was available out there. It is a great tool. some of those add-ons and extensions for Visual Studio just devour memory. They're a little bit inefficient. I'm not saying NCrunch is one of them, but some of the new features that just come with Visual Studio, they're pretty cool. So, and in case you didn't know, and I don't really blare it out there in my bio, I am a Microsoft employee, and I do work on the Visual Studio team. So, some projects are having trouble loading. All right, let's see what it's having problems loading, because it worked fine in the other one. Oh, this is over in my Azure one. That's okay. I'm not concerned about that one right now. All right. Oh, and I also talked to some of the folks on the, where was it? Some of the folks on the Cake project, and they offered to join us and show us how we can convert the build system for this Stream Tools project to run on Cake, the C# build system. My last pass icon tempts me to click on it. My last pass icon. Where? Oh, over in here? Up there? This one? Yeah. Any plans to talk about GraphQL implementing with .NET? You know what? I'm not familiar with GraphQL. I would want to bring somebody on to pair program with me. Show me where I could use GraphQL. I think Tuesday's stream covered a little about Cosmos DB. A little, Genescu. I didn't touch on that very much at all. But I did briefly touch on it. And I have a couple features there that I do want to show around Cosmos DB. You know what? I do have something with Visual Studio and .NET Framework 4.7.2 that was just released that I do want to show. Let me come back to that in just a little bit. I want to do a little work in VS Code here today. So where was I? I was over here. We had Stream Tools. So we did the upgrade in Stream Tools. So we applied it. So we're now .NET Core. Updated successfully. Fantastic. Although I was just using VS Community. Terrific. All right. Now, I was talking about this error. Need to handle 500 errors from Twitch service. I had one just before I came online, a 500 error. And the Twitch service is how I connect to and listen to folks interacting with my Twitch client, with my Twitch stream. Right. So in this case, when I build this, when I build the followers goal up here, or the followers count over here, those increase because my class here receives and hears that there was a change in the number of followers, and it passes that information along to those user interface components. I'm getting this weird 500 error, and I captured the stack trace because I logged it out to a window, and here it is. And it looks ugly. Well, what stack trace doesn't look ugly? And to me, this is where the rubber meets the road for developers. How well can you read a stack trace? So let's read this a little bit together and see if we can figure out where exactly this is crashing, and see what we can do to trap it and ensure it doesn't crash my application, because that's what it's doing now. This Twitch service runs in the background, and because it doesn't have an error handler in front of it, it brings down the whole application. And when this application is running in a Docker container, it shuts down the Docker container also. So this ASP.NET Core application, I don't want shutting all that down. It runs normally for me on Linux just great. So, unhandled exception, aggregate exception, one or more errors occurred. JSON render exception, unexpected character encountered while parsing value. So there's effectively they got an empty string coming back is what it looks like. Too bad you don't have ReSharper. The Stack Trace Explorer is awesome. Just copy paste and it'll take you right to the line of numbers or class. Well, I don't have any line numbers here. I have here Twitch service, check views, move next. Oh my gosh, aspiring DevOps guru, thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate you subscribing. I hope you enjoy that .NET emote in the Twitch chat room. For everybody on Twitch who joins in and subscribes, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, maybe you convert that to Twitch Prime so you can get rid of some of the advertisements. And you click through and you give me your subscription. We'll give you the .NET bot emote. There you can see Brendan has it. And what I'll do is I will match your subscription. I will match it dollar for dollar with my own money. I'll submit it to my employer, who will match both of our donations, so your donation gets quadrupled. And I'm going to donate that to Girl Develop It. That's an organization, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping women and underserved minorities to learn how to code. So thank you very much, aspiring DevOps guru, for that subscription and helping out the folks at Girl Develop It. We're actually really close to getting a payout from the folks at Twitch and submitting our first donation. I'm really looking forward to being able to announce that to folks here on stream. So subscriptions, cheers, they all will be donated back to Girl Develop It in quadruple. Thanks so much. Mr. Pepperoni asks, do you have any experience working with .NET Core on Linux? I want to try it, but CBA to install Windows. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm running on Windows, but I'm developing on Windows, but I'm actually running this application in Linux inside of a Docker container that runs Debian. Yeah. So, a little bit indirectly, but that's what I'm doing. All right. I know, I've kind of wandered off on topics here. Mr. Pepperoni says, oh, heck nice. I know! My friend Scott, the boss, yeah, he'll actually run the Windows subsystem for Linux. So I believe I have, that's not the right machine. Here we go. There it is. There we go. And, right, and I'm in Linux at this time. Bazinga. Alright. Cool. So, Joe Bun says, let's add some retry logic. I agree. Let me go back to that stack trace. So we're looking here. So it's in TwitchLib, Twitch API, CTOR. At services, Twitch service, check views. It looks like 33, move next. At in Twitch service, line 92. So let's go find line 92. Here we are. So that's where it's creating it. I got TwitchLib pulled down, and I'm planning on digging into it later today. So Dev Chatter's going to see if he can find and handle this a little bit better over there. Fossil says, when you pass the client ID to the Twitch API CTOR, it by default will then hit the root API and point from Twitch to validate the client ID is good. Looks like that is where it is getting some empty JSON. Alright, let me go back to... So I actually have the... This is actually on my production machine, this Notepad doc. So let's move this over here so it's behind my fat head. Oh, what does the cow think? Thank you for your subscription. I appreciate that, and that'll be another donation to the folks at Girl Develop It. Thank you so much. I've seen some major issues in the constructor when looking at it before. Sounds like it. Alright, so... Yep, everybody, and what does the cow think? An aspiring DevOps guru. I hope you enjoy your .NET bot emotes. Just type C# bot with a capital B, and just like Brendan does, you can let everybody know how cool you are in the chat rooms. Oh, that's great. Thank you, what does the cow think? I appreciate you doing that. All right. But this is, so, and then where is this? Check views, move next. So this is, where is check views? Ah, here it is. So it's right here. So, oh, so we're doing this on a periodic basis. And it's bombing out right here. There you go, look at that. What does the cow think with the bot hype? Fantastic. That's great. Thanks so much. So let's break this down. I want to turn this var back into a twitchlib.api. No, wait a sec. This should be, yeah, a twitchlib streams v5. V5? And it's a capital V, isn't it? There we go. All right. And then I'll throw a try around this. So let's call this V5 stream. Catch, and I don't care what the error is. Fact of the matter is, I just want to return. Wait, V5 is the name of the class. It is. That's kind of lame, isn't it? Equals, let's just set that to null to start. There we go. All right. I just want to return. It's okay because this is running on a 5-second timer. It's okay if this fails. Just check it again in 5 seconds. I should probably have some sort of a counter on that so I can log that information. V5 hits the V5 API endpoint. Right. All right, let's do this. I want to split vertically, not horizontally. No. Close this. Rats, I thought you could split horizontally. Split editor. Blech. Right, what am I doing wrong? Isn't there a split vertically here? And yes, Joe Bun, that's exactly what I want to do. So let's do that. I'm going to catch that exception right here. Right, but why name a class V5? It's a bit confusing. Magnus, I completely agree with you. But they're referring to their V5 API. Yeah. I'm using somebody else's library here. This twitchlib streams. This twitchlib library. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up here and let's create a private static, just an int, and errors reading viewers. Let's start that at 0. Now I do have access to the logger. It's over here. So I'm going to go back down to, here it is. So what I'll do is I'll say logger, and I will say log error so that it appears as an error message. And I don't really, there, I'm going to specify my messages. Well, I do have the exception. So let's use this one. So I'll actually log the exception, and then I'll pass the message, and I will say, what was it? It was, what was that? There we go. Errors reading viewers plus plus. There we go. And I will say, error reading viewers, and then I can actually, using string interpolation here, actually put in errors reading viewers, consecutive errors. There we go. So it'll log that and then just return. I don't care. Fail silently. Wow, lots of folks here with comments. This is great. View split editor, aspiring DevOps guru says, for going horizontal. That's what I tried to do. Views, split editor, and it splits it vertical. Right? I thought there was a way to split it horizontally, and I don't see it here. Alright. You can split either way in Visual Studio. Right. What logger am I using? The logger I'm using, this is actually the default ASP.NET Core one. It's just logging to the console for right now. I could use a more advanced logger like Serolog to write out to some other storage if I wanted to actually track and review and inspect those changes. But this is a very simple project. I just want to log to the console so that while the stream's going on, I can see what's happening. So I have over here, right, this project actually running live in my Docker container on my Windows machine, and the Docker container is running Linux, and it's logging when I get new followers, and you can see, right, it's clearly here running inside of a Docker container, and this is the error message from when it was running earlier. So I just want to be able to see that console for right now. We can do more complex things, log it out somewhere more interesting, and put it maybe on a web page later. Just for right now, I want to get it logged somewhere. View toggle editor group layout. Oh, is that what I'm looking for? Toggle editor group layout. No way. Yes! Thank you, Guntbert. Oh my gosh, it'd been that long since I'd used Visual Studio Code. Oh, thank you. Why is there a $sign before the quotes? What does the cow think? Great question. So this is a feature that came in C#, C#7? And what this does is it lets you do string interpolation just like you have in JavaScript. Except in JavaScript, C#6, Brendan is correcting me. It doesn't matter, you can use it in C# now. But if you're using one of the modern C# language versions, right? If you're using .NET Core, this is available to you. So this gives us string interpolation so that we can use curly braces in the middle of our string and drop in C# code in the middle of it. Otherwise, I'd have to do something really wacky, like say var my message equals string.format. Now monitoring Twitch with, and then it was something like this, and then I would pass in my parameters, current follower count, and it would find this 0 and swap out this value with that 0, and it was lame. That's a pain in the neck, because then I've got to take this message and then log it. Me. Right? Or I could embed this string format here. That's boring. That's stupid. That's a waste. Let's put it all together and just put a $sign in front of it and tell it, do that formatting for me. So ugly. Yes, it was. Stand by reloading. I mostly do not use the string interpolation with the dollars because the in does not have to spend time formatting the string if logging is off. Huh. Ale Franz, thank you for joining us. I appreciate the follow. And there goes Steve again, talking about them developers. All right, I think this is a pretty good fix here. So I'm going to commit that change. Now I could do it here. I can also do it with the built-in Git tools. Let's use those in Visual Studio Code this time. So I can see the change, right? There's that change there, and there's also the try catch that we added here. So this is 56. Added a try catch around check views to alleviate 56. Add that, make sure that gets in my staged list of changes, and commit. Fantastic. Now I should be able to Where is it? I want to push. And that'll push up to GitHub in my dev branch. Would I like to periodically run git fetch? No. Standby Reloading asks, any reason why your API new up and v5 stream new up are not a public property with a private backing field? Let's see what you're talking about there. Alright, so let's get rid of this. I don't need the second one of these. So let me see where standby. Any reason why my API this? Well, the service is what I'm using, and that API goes into the service. I mean, I could move this into a method. So I have to head out. Fierce Kitten says, giving a Fred sewing lessons this morning. See you later. Thanks so much for joining, Fierce Kittens. Hope you have a good one, and we'll get in touch and figure out when we can pair program. That'll be great. You're newing those up in two places, Standby Reloading says. The API and the service. I'm doing a stream down here. I'm doing the service. Am I creating the follower service in two places? No, I'm saying new follower service in one place. I am doing new API in two places. I could turn that into a method. API and v5 stream. Yeah. Then I could trap this one also the same way I was doing the other one. That's not bad. All right, let's do a little refactoring. So let's see. Do I have the ability to control dot extract method? Where did it create that? I'm going to rename this, and I will call this create Twitch API. And this bit where I'm creating the v5 stream, let's highlight all of this. Right? Yeah. And control dot. Ah, come on. I want to extract a method there. So it's not going to let me extract a method from this. All right. In logged error, you are using error reading viewers as a local member, but it's not. No, this is a static on this object. So I'm able to get that reference, right? It would be probably better format for me to say Twitch service dot error reading viewers. So does that look better, Magnus? Azure DevOps actually had the shortcut before. All right. Cool. All right. So this create Twitch API, where did it put that? There it is. So now I'm creating my Twitch API in one place. Let's do the same thing here. Is that better? And the new follower service, right? The service. Nah, wait, it's a stream. This one. Yeah, we want to refactor. Move this into its own class. I don't know what type it's supposed to be. We'll figure that out. Create Twitch stream. And I think I need to pass the API into that. So this is a TwitchLib Twitch API. All right. And I'm going to need to create a v5 stream. So let's say this v5 stream. All right, so I need to return one of these. So let's make it that. Return null. Return v5 stream. Which actually, I could do the same thing if I just did that. And just initialize this to null. That's not bad. You are still creating multiple instances of the API. I think so. Only because I'm behaving on two different threads. Alright, so there's my create Twitch stream. Now I can remove this block. And I can say create Twitch stream and pass in the API. And I can say if v5 stream equals null, return. There we go. That's why I was suggesting a private backend field. I'm not sure if it's thread safe. I mean, I know where you're going. It would be a private local backend field, but these are happening on, right? This is not on the same thread. It would have to be a private static to get it. Or actually, if I passed it in here as my object state. Right? Because that second parameter is object state. So, alright, so let's do that. Actually, am I creating the stream here? I am creating the stream here. Well, la-dee-da. Let's do this. Create Twitch stream API. If v5 stream equals null. I need to retry in this case because this is when it starts. Task.delay. And then let's delay, let's say for 2 seconds. I'm going to need to put no wait in front of that, aren't I? Yeah. And then let's say start Twitch monitoring. Return. There. All right, so if it's not able to connect, it's going to delay, and then we're going to start monitoring. Now, I think I can actually pass that v5 stream here, which is a Twitch lib streams v5. Where'd it go? Twitch lib streams v5. Why not handle retry logic when start Twitch monitoring is called? Hang on, we'll come back to that. Hang on. Ah, shoot, this needs to be an object. That's right. If state is one of those, if it is not one of those, return. So now I can get rid of this, and I can say state as BAM! And now I've got one, and this should never be null, because I've been past the stream. What do you think? Is that better? So now I'm not using a private backing field. I'm creating it once up front here when I start. And I pass it into my check views object. And then I don't really need the create Twitch API. That feels like just a one-line command that's just being stupid. Right, if I replace this like that, that's not bad. Now, Magnus says, why not handle retry logic where start Twitch monitoring is called? Standby reloading says, instead of a recursive function, why not do a while true? To each their own. I think I'm going to just run with this for right now. Or while V5 stream is null. When you code at the bottom of your screen, my head hides the code. You're right. I need to scroll up there a little bit. That's better. Thanks for calling that out, Guntbert. Let's test if it works first. I like that one. That's a great comment. So here's what I can do. I can control tilde and bring up my PowerShell here. There it is. And I should be able to just .NET. I can .NET run from here. Or I can actually, where is it? Here's my debugger. See the no bugs logo. And I can click this and it'll start. Oh, crumbs. Cancel that. MGD, thank you for the subscription. And that's another contribution to Girl Develop It. Thanks so much. Otherwise, you're recreating the API and the other bits in that function. Let's come back to that. All right, here's my configuration. Twitch. Oh, well, that's not there anymore. No. All right. Let's see what's here. .vs. Let's just do this. Let's just delete .vs code. Ah, shoot, I'm in PowerShell. I can't do that. And I don't know the command to just delete it. Here's a really good command to just delete it. Good. So now this should crow that it doesn't have configuration. Yep. There we go. .NET Core. Let's give it a shot. Remove item. There we go. Whoa! Look at those messages. I'm out of coffee. What am I going to do? All right, here it comes. And it works. At least it looks like it works. Let me click preview here. Yeah. Put that back in there. Thank you, Saduki. Still doesn't like it. Feels bad, man. Let's make the fill font color white. Preview. And if I open that page, why didn't it pick up the current value? Oh, I know why it didn't. All right, let's see. Stream ends when Jeff runs out of coffee. Sorry, stream's over. Out of coffee. Why isn't this? All right. Let's go over and look at current viewers. There we go. That looks like it's running, right? New viewers on fake. Total 11. Didn't update over here yet. New viewers on fake. Total 12. That didn't update yet. Why aren't they updating? This should be updating from Signal R. I don't like it when things don't run on Signal R. Method not allowed. Well, that feels... Oh, you know what? We didn't update our Signal R client. Ho ho! That looks better. Alright, let's stop this. Alright, let's go back to our files. Where is it? I thought I had a package JSON sitting here. Why is it over here? Oh, you know what? I'm open at the... I'm open a level from where I want to be, actually. That's fine. Alright. There. Package JSON. Yes. 1.00. Latest version 1.00 Alpha 2 final. No. Let's give that a shot. That's the same version I had in there, right? Yeah, I didn't change anything. I need coffee. I-G NPM. Yeah. Okay. And it really bugs me why my Twitch dashboard doesn't load properly. Let me tell you. Okay. Let's see. ASPNET Signal R releases. 1.00 preview 1 final. That's what I thought too, but it's not there. Ooh, look at this. Now I've done it. Alright. 1.00. And you're saying this should be... Why is it not seeing? Alright, let's change this to preview 1 final. No matching version found. Alright. GitHub.com, ASPNET, Signal R. Okay, this doesn't feel good. This feels like NPM. I just broke NPM. I did make exceptions for docsmicrosoft.com links, and I think I also made it for GitHub links. If not, I can do that real quick for GitHub links. Nightbot.tv. Nope. There we go. Links. ASPNET, Microsoft.com, Docs Microsoft, GitHub.com. There we go. The top chatter? Where do you see that? Where do you see the top chatter? Oh, on Nightbot, yes. Better you break NPM than NPM breaks your system. Yeah, I know. Now I gotta go fix NPM. NPM, what was it? Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. No matching version found. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected on that one. Alright. How did you quickly open that in Notepad? So check it out. I do Window R to bring up the Windows Run box. It's hiding there behind me. There it is. And I just pasted in that. And a .log file opens in Notepad by default. Alright. If you don't want to create the npm rc, run the following commands. Alright, so let's do that. And I think you're right, I need a save on that. Nope. Look at all that garbage. Ooh. Okay, maximum call stack size. So there's too many. Try deleting node modules. I think you might be on to my next step here. Dear Lord. Did I see your messages about the version? What was that? Standby reloading. Yeah, 1.00 Alpha 2 Final is the latest. Alright, so let's drop the registry. Nope, doesn't like it. Ooh. That looks like it worked. SignalR, SignalR.js map, SignalR min.js. Okay. Depacle. Depacle? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. How was I moving those over there? Was it bundle config was reaching over and grabbing it? Copying it in? It was. But it was reaching into ASPNET SignalR client. Not SignalR. Oh, JavaScript and TypeScript clients for SignalR for ASP.NET Core. Fantastic. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So I need to change my bundle config. Instead of reaching into SignalR-client, it now needs to reach into just SignalR. A strike. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. All right. So this is going to go under dist, browser, and I want signalr.min.js. Fantastic. Let's try rebuilding and see if that works. Debugger, go. So it should rerun the bundler. There it is. And that should have copied it over. You're not installing jQuery from NPM? No. Don't need jQuery. What node NPM version you want? I'm on the right one now. Alright, so if I click current viewers, there, now I'm seeing the numbers. I just saw the number update there. So I should see, so I have a fake service out here that just runs on a timer and slowly increments. The fake one is the T here, the test. We'll see that increment and decrement. And actually, I'm seeing some of you folks over here on Twitch change. New viewers up to 8, and it's reflected. So that's good. That works for me. This fake service allows me to run tests and inspect things without having to actually be connected and having folks watch me on Twitch or Mixer. All right. There's a strike. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Try deleting. There we go. Cool. All right. So that's working. I can close that. I can close this and that. All right. What I would like to do next. Stop that. All right, so our Twitch service, I think, is pretty well buttoned up here. Let's see what those files are. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's just add package and add bundle first. Commit those. Finished client for SignalR. Okay, now I'll commit the Twitch service. What changed in that? Yeah, it's this refactoring we did. Okay. To retry connection. Cool. What are those thread exits in the console? I also have a dependency on jQuery for Bootstrap. It's a local copy of jQuery that comes with the .NET template. Yeah, Rundown is something that I haven't touched in months and I'm probably going to end up getting rid of. What are those thread exits in the console? The Kestrel web server that's running in the background could be dropping threads. This might be a problem. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. I don't expect my kids to call me in the middle of the morning like this. Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe. Do I have a fixed schedule? Con asks for my streaming. It's actually Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you take a look at the front of the Twitch and the Mixer channels, you'll see my schedule there. And I'll probably wrap up in about 20 minutes, half hour. Yep, it's right below the stream, and it does convert to your time zone. You're absolutely right. That's terrific. Thanks so much. I'm flattered by all the folks tuning in and all of our new subscribers and followers today. I really appreciate you folks joining us. Every time I get a call from my son, I think it's, oh boy. Yeah, exactly. All right. Yes, kids usually text their parents because they don't want to hear our voices. It's when they call us that it's like, oh crap, what is going on over here? Oh damn, now the wife's calling. Pardon me for a second. Yes, one calling after the other. Hey, I need help with this. Your daughter needs help with this. Okay. All right, where are we here? Yes, okay. Good. So here's what I want to do to kind of wrap up where we are today. All right, so I think I have this stack trace. I can get rid of this. If I look at my browser, I have the follower goal, and I have configuration and documentation. Then I have my current viewers widget that you can click through to get to. And this homepage kind of feels barren. Voice recognition was still going. How is it still going? Interesting. The closed captioning. Interesting. All right. Anyways, let's improve this homepage. I can get rid of this current viewers thing if I actually embed like an iframe here and shows the widget. And I think that'll be a little bit more compelling for a home screen. Oh yeah, I'm sure it was catching up. It does run very slow. Alright, so let's do this. I'm going to go over here. My home page is actually, I believe... No, it's not one of those pages. It is... It's in dub.root, isn't it? Down here. And I thought I had index.html in here. It's not there either. What's the home page? Home index. Really? Huh, I do have a home controller. Alright. So this is an MVC controller that has one view, and that's it. And that feels kind of lame. So let's add in some of the widgets that we have so folks can see them when they first navigate to the page. And that would be a sample follower goal widget, the followers count, and then the viewers widget. So let's do this. Div class equals, and let's go call MD4. We're going to probably want to put that inside of a row. Where'd it go? I closed it. Ugh. My bad. Now I've got two Visual Studio codes. Just great. Alright. I thought the hotkey for surround Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Alright, so now I've got a row. And now I can do H3 available widgets. Just, I want to have a little bit of documentation here. And the first one I'll list here is, let's put current viewers. And let's put a simple iframe. I know iframe, I'm sorry. Source equals, and the current viewers page is /current viewers. Like that. And then I could put under it ASP current viewers is a page. That's not listed here. There it is. How's that look? Tell you what, I'm just going to have that running in the background. What the heck is that 2 a.m.? The closed captioning is really, really bad. Alright, there we go. It's listening on 59201 here. Boom. Well, that feels bad. Alright, so I want to get rid of the frame. Yes, it is. Alright. Let's go back to my views. I forget. Excuse me. All right, try this again. Let's see if it picked up on my conversation. Nope, didn't pick up on it. Haha. All right. Right, I want that. What the heck? Right, scrolling equals no. It's a Saturday. Seems like the fam needs you. You'll all be okay if you have to end early. No, what's happening is my daughter wants me to bring some stuff over to her, and I've got some time to go take care of that. No big deal. Isn't there a border on this? How do I get rid of the border on the iframe? Because we've clearly done it over here on goal configuration. It's not there. Interesting. Right, because I don't have... That's an iframe, but it's hidden really well. Is this being... Is it on the CSS? for the website. Where's that border being turned off? Because it's being turned off somewhere. Let's see what we got here. CSS. There it is. Border 0. I think I'm just going to embed that on this index page. Table here, flip this. Yeah. No, we're all right. We're all right. They know what time I'm going to be done here. Styles is the name of my section. So what I can do, I can add a section here called Styles. And I will say iframe border 0 and turn that off here. And let's go back to the home page. All right. Why am I not getting that coming through? There it is. Oh, I didn't put it in this. Need to actually wrap it in a style tag. Yep, there it is. That's better. And I don't need it as tall as that, so I can actually change the height here, can I? What happens if I make it 40? That's better. And if I make width 100%, what does that do? Well, now I do want to see the border. I think that's exactly what I want. All right. Cool. So now I can add another widget. So let's do this. That. One of these. And I will add current followers. And current followers is at /followers. It's not goal. Yeah, it's just count. /count. Same thing. And this one is going to be ASP controller equals followers. ASP action equals count. I wish I could do. If you use CSS styles to control the frame size, you can use VHVW units to auto resize based on the viewer screen size. Give me some details on that. What would that look like? Standby reloading. Because that sounds like a much better option here, and I'm not familiar with that technique. So followers count. So now I have the follower count being output there. Doom, doom, boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. Let's see. Alright, so if I say width, I'm going to try this suggestion. 2VW. Height. Now, what do those mean? VH and VW. I'm not familiar with that technique. Right, so I would get rid of these. Now they kind of disappeared. Vertical width and height. Well, they've gone away. Right? feel like I need to make these 60. So it's relative to the size of the screen. All right, hang on. Viewport sized typography. One VW is 1% of viewport. Okay. So that's a percent of the viewport. What page was I on? There. Well, the height, I actually think I want to make that. The width, I think I want to make 1/3, so I would want to make it like 30. Bazinga. Let's go like that. Make it a little bit narrower. Cool. That works. So that's a percentage, that number in front of the VW. Cool. All right, learned something new today. So, and let's just embed that height in here. 60 pixels. And then I can get rid of these. Cool. All right, I will copy this. And this will be the last bit that I do here today. We'll make this one follower goal. And the source will be follower/goal. It'll change the size as I go up and down. Oh yeah. Doom doom boom 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 doom 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 doom. Well, that looks kind of cheesy and bad. I think I need to put a break after each one of these frames, so I can be sure that my anchor is on the next line. Doom, 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 doom. Use min width height. I agree. I think I want a min width. Let's make the min width 200 pixels. Let's go even further. 400. Too much. 3? How's 3? 3's good. Fantastic. All right. So my follower goal, this should be followers goal, and that's where I'm going to leave so that it goes to the documentation. Are using Bootstrap 4 when they start to stack, the width will look too small. You can use vmin, vmax with breakpoints. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Let me finish getting that follower goal in there. So my followers goal, let's just use the configurator to build one that kind of looks cool. So what should we use as a good, well, let's make the caption, create a follower goal. And here comes my fonts. That looks weird. Do that. That was like Carter 1. It's not loading that. Good old Z index to the rescue. Yes, I know. Right? Let's make the current value like 95, so it's really close. There it goes. That's better. That's fine. And I can change the width. I can change the width by passing a width argument on it. So let's grab that, and let's make that the source here. And width equals, and what did I say the min width was? 300, so let's make the width of this, let's make it 280. And the current value, I believe, yeah, current value is the last one that I want. Current value equals 95. So now if I go back home, create a follower goal. And you can't see everything there because the caption is too long. Let's shrink that. Just make it goal. Still can't see it. That's fine. That's fine. Should the next goal be a widget manager for the homepage? I think that's not too bad. But here's the current viewers, current followers. I think that looks pretty good as a first cut. I love that the parameter for method goal is just called stuff. Which one? Oh! I know what you're talking about. Hang on. Check that out. This one right here. Haha! So Magnus, check this out. I wanted to have an overload so that if you do go and you actually want to render the control, the widget, I'm going to receive something that looks like a follower goal configuration. But if you send in anything else, I don't care what that other stuff is, I want to render the documentation. So that's my high-tech way of saying, you went somewhere without giving me configuration. So now, here's all the configuration you can submit. And actually, I think the configuration is a little bit out. Yeah, I might need to update the documentation here, it looks like. I think I do, because that doesn't work anymore. Alright, I'm going to take that as an issue item so that we can address that. Need to update follower goal documentation. This file is out of date, and it's /views followers docs goal cs html. Fantastic. And that's not too bad if somebody wants to give that a try and update that themselves as part of a pull request. I welcome you. If you want to submit it, go ahead and take a look at it. Yeah, that's right, Magnus. I've got 2 routes instead of just one, and I'll pivot based on what's passed in. So let's commit our changes here. It's just that index. That's fine. Updated to include previews of our current widgets on the homepage. Fantastic. Would be a good idea to have some sort of indication that the configuration wasn't valid instead of only going straight to docs. Not bad. Okay. I can see that. I could see putting an error message up at the top here. Your configuration isn't valid, especially if there's other stuff that was passed in, right? If there was additional URLs, URL things, yeah. But if you did just navigate straight here, you intended to go to the documentation. But if you did put something on here and said, you know, I want my font color to be equals blue. Great, I took you to the docs. I should put an error message here that says, I don't know what I want my font color to be is. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. You know what, aspiring DevOps, let's take that. Detect errors in followers controller goal and report. The documentation page should report errors if invalid parameters, not empty parameters, were passed. That's not too bad. That would be fairly easy to clean up if somebody wanted to take a shot at that one also. I encourage you, take a look. If you want to submit a pull request and like us to talk about some of the code that you've written, you can go ahead and send that out to me. I'm going to close this one. I already did the added retry logic, so I'm going to close this. And then here's what I'm going to do. Just to wrap up the day, I actually have code to rebuild my Docker image here. And I've got a lot of copies of it too. I am at 0.9 is the last one I put together. So let's call this 0.9.1. So I will call this build 0.9.1. What? 0.9.1. There it goes. So it'll create that that Docker image for me. It will build it. It'll push it out to my repository. It hopefully worked there. What was it erroring out about? Stop it! Oh, you know what? My Docker image isn't valid. I'm not using the right Docker. Thanks. My Docker image that I'm using is the 213 SDK that does not support .NET Core 2.1. Oh no! Is there a new Docker image for me? No, I'm pulling the latest one, ASPNET Core 2.0. Oh no, it's probably like 2.1. Let's see if that works. ASP.NET Core 2.1 not found. Oh boy. Alright, hang on. hub.docker.com r ASP.NET Core. .10 preview 1. That's the one I want. This one. Alright, let's change my to that and this. And now we'll rebuild again. Yep, now it's going to go get that preview 1 build. There was a space in my URL before Microsoft. Yeah, I know. Here we go. Extracting and building. Yep, that tag already exists, which that'll be a problem. I should delete the tag and rebuild it. I forget, what's the command to delete the tag? Is it, oh, -D. If I take a look, yeah, git tag -d v091. All right. Updated Docker file to use ASP.NET Core 2.1. All right. Now I'll do the git tag v091. Git push. No way, dude. I am not putting that extra. You will take mine. There we go. Fantastic. So I've updated. I've got my updated tag out there. I've got my updated features. I've got a new Docker container for it. I'm actually going to stop my one that's running the stream currently, and I should be able to pull a new one here on my production machine. I will get a new copy. Oh, I need to log back in. Son of a gun. Nothing bad ever happens. No, but when I'm updating on tags, I'm okay with that. I'm going to need to re-log in here. Alright, I will take care of that another time. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. There's so many of you out there today. 82 folks that are watching right now. And we had lots of new followers, lots of new subscribers today. Thank you, everybody. Of course, I will redirect our subscription efforts. I will match your subscriptions and connect those with our friends at Girl Develop It. Thank you again, everybody who tuned in this morning. I hope you join me on Tuesday. I might have a guest for us that day. I'm working on a couple folks. We'll see who joins us. It might be someone that I work with. I'll have the archive pushed out to YouTube in just a little bit. Oh, thank you for the cheer, Twitchloff. I appreciate that. That moves Twitchloff into second place in the Twitch cheer positions. Very cool. I'll see you next time. Take care.